where the West begins in Fort Worth, Texas, to around the globe. You are listening to Talk in the Night. And now, your host, Paranormal Phil. Thank you and good evening, good morning, wherever you may be around the world, around the globe, or even in your own backyard. I am Paranormal Phil. And later on in the show, we're going to have Friday night open lines, but a special Friday night open lines where you can call in and share your stories, experiences, and questions about the paranormal or anything else that the show covers. But since it is a special Friday night open lines, it's Friday the 13th, so I want to hear your superstition stories, experiences, or questions about Friday the 13th. So we're going to get into superstitions tonight as well as normal Friday night open line. So I do want to hear that. I do want to mention that the phone lines will be open in a moment, and the chat is open right now. Go over to Spreaker.com, sign up for a free account. It don't cost a thing. You don't have to record anything. You can pop in the chat and say hi. Let me know you're listening. I'll let you know how to get there in a moment. But first, up on the Talk of the Night website under the story of the day, why the superstitions about Friday the 13th and where does it come from? With today being Friday the 13th, many superstitions. There are many. I should have did not write this story very well. My bad. Writing is not my forte. But with today being Friday the 13th, there are many superstitions, but why such apprehension surrounding the number 13? Even though there is no written evidence for superstitions before the 19th century, it has been connected to notorious events in history and religion. For example, the crucifixion of Jesus Christ took place on Friday the 13th according to Catholic belief. However, it is said that one of the most popularized myths stems from events on Friday the 13th, being Friday, October 13th, 1307, when hundreds of Knight Templars were arrested and burned across France. Now, I know I'm going to mispronounce this word horribly, probably. Triskaidekaphobia, the fear of the number 13, can be traced back to the 19th century belief that Judas was the 13th person at the table of the Last Supper. Though there is no biblical evidence linking Judas to the Last Supper, it has cemented the idea of 13 being an unlucky number. There are those that look at the number 13 as a lucky number, and for numerology, if you break it down to a single digit, it is a 4, which represents self-expression, contentment, and mental well-being. So some people look at the number 13 as a lucky number, and some people look at it as an unlucky number. But you can read the full story up on the Talk of the Night website under the story of the day by clicking on the link at talkingthenight.com. So we're going to get into Friday night open lines. I will mention the numbers real quick here in a second, but I want to welcome Nicole to the chat. But first, here's the numbers. If you want to call in, share your stories, experiences, or questions about the paranormal or anything else that the show covers, or, again, I want to hear your superstition stories, experiences, and questions also. You can call into the show using the Skype name Talking the Night, or by phone at 817-717-1280. Here's some rules about the call-in. Please keep calls to no more than 2 minutes. Try to keep them short. No being rude to other listeners, other callers, or myself, because you will get your call dropped and blocked. Simple as that. So, again, tonight is Friday night, Friday the 13th, open line. So, let's get into some stories here, but I do want to share this around because I am the only one doing this, so I got to do this while I am talking here, but I do want to get into a, let's see, where is it? Now, I do want to talk about some different, because everybody knows Friday the 13th superstitions in the Western world, but did you know that Friday the 13th and the 13th number is not always the unlucky number, but it's also, there's different numbers and different dates around the world that have that unlucky number. And one of those places is Italy, where in Italy, Friday the 17th is considered a day of bad luck. 13 in Italy is typically considered a lucky number. So in Italy, 13 is a lucky number, whereas here it's almost considered a bad luck number. In Spain, Tuesday the 13th, or Martes Tres, is the day of bad luck in Spain and other Spanish-speaking countries. So there it's not Friday, it's Tuesday. Taco Tuesdays. But there's that. Let's see. Mexico. Pearls are often worn by brides in American weddings, but a Mexican bride would not dare wear pearls on her wedding day. Doing so would surely be the cause of bad luck and tears throughout the marriage. So there's that belief system and superstition. Poland. Ladies, this one's for you if you live in Poland. If you're traveling to Poland, keep your purses off the floor. It is very bad luck. You will lose money or be broke. So if you're a lady and you're visiting Poland, do not set your purse down on the ground. Alright, so let's see. Bolivia. Never put their shoes on the table. Bolivians never put their shoes on the table. Is an unlucky gesture and will lead to poverty. It is also a good practice of hygiene. Let's see, Hungary. In Hungary, flowers are given in odd numbers to those still breathing. Even numbered boutiques are reserved for corpses. Japan. Many buildings in Japan do not have a 14th floor. You've heard that a lot of places do not have a 13th floor here in the U.S. and the Western world. Well, in Japan, they don't have a 14th floor, and I'll explain why. But not just Japan, but China and Korea as well. This is because the word for, she, is similar to the word for death, she. It's a different characterization and symbolization for their writing. So it's similar, so they do not have a 14th floor. Fourth floor. I'm sorry, not 14th. Fourth floor. They go 1, 2, 3, 5. I read that wrong. I meant 4, not 14. Let's see. And in Ukraine, if you're a Ukrainian woman and not married yet, whatever you do, do not sit on the corner of the table. If you do, you won't be married for 7 years. So there's some different superstitions around the world regarding this unlucky day, or unlucky day, however you look at it. And I wanted to give people a different perspective, because Friday the 13th and superstition like that, around Friday the 13th and the 13th number, is a Western world thing, not so in Eastern Europe and stuff like that, and around the world, East Asia. it's different there. So I wanted to give you. Sorry, I got the hiccups. But I wanted to give you that take on things. So I am just doing something real quick, and I will be right with you. All right, so Nicole says, if I can remember right, when I was visiting the Winchester house, the house had a lot of number 13s around it, like 13 upside down posts and so forth. Cool. I mean, of course, you look at that house, if you've ever been there or seen it on TV or something like that, you know that there is a lot of strange oddities from that house. So, I wouldn't be surprised that they put 13, thinking, playing off of people's superstitions with that number. And again, people do have a triskaphobia, I think is the correct pronunciation of it, which is the fear of the number 13. So, it could be because Sarah Winchester had a fear of the number 13. I could be wrong, but that is my take on it, my thoughts on it. Why there would be so many number 13s, or maybe she did it to scare people that did have a fear of the number 13. There's always that possibility. Alright, so again, tonight I will not be paying, I'll try to pay attention to the chat as much as possible, but I do have to bring it down because I don't have extra screens just yet to where I can have multiple screens, one showing the speaker chat and one to show different websites and everything like that. So I do not have that just yet, but I will eventually once I get a bigger studio. But anyways, until then, again, if you want to call into the show, use the Skype name Talking the Night or by phone at 817-717-1280 or pop in the chat. Spreaker, go to Spreaker.com, sign up for a free account. It don't cost a thing. You don't have to record anything. You can pop in. Just say hi. Let me know you're listening, or ask your questions there, or share your stories and experiences. Again, I do want to hear your superstition stories. If you got a weird superstition that you follow or something like that, I do want to hear that. Now, here are some Friday the 13th and the 13 number superstitions that are around, and some silly ones at that. The number 13 is considered unlucky. In fact, some high-rise buildings are developed without a 13th floor, and many planes are missing a 13th row. Again, that's Western. That's Western. The Western world, not the East Asia and East Europe and stuff like that. It's the Western world, U.S., Canada, I believe, like Mexico, stuff like that. But as far as like Europe and stuff, they don't really pay too much attention to the 13. They got their own superstition. You may be scheduled for a haircut for a different day. You may want to schedule your haircut for a different day. The superstitious say getting your haircut on Friday the 13th will result in the death of a family member. So if you got your haircut on today, you might lose a family member. Well, if you believe that superstition. I don't think that's going to happen. But again, that's one of those quirky superstitions related to Friday the 13th. Let's see. Now, this one I don't have to worry about, even if I did have a superstition, because I do not have hair. But avoid combing your hair on Friday the 13th. If a bird uses your fallen locks to build a nest, you might go bald. So if you have hair and believe that, Friday the 13th superstition, well, I feel sorry if you do go bald. Again, these are some silly ones, and people believe this stuff, believe it or not. Now, we have heard it before. If you break a mirror, you will have bad luck for 7 years. That's a standard superstition, no matter whether it's Friday the 13th or not. And we'll probably touch on that broken mirror thing in the show a little bit later, too. Let's see. Rumor has it, if you walk... Oh, and I forgot to mention where this was from. And I did not put it. But this is NBC 12 on your side from Richmond, Virginia. So I do want to mention where this comes from. I forgot where the other one came from, but I will look it up and let you know if I can find it. Rumor has it, if you walk under a ladder, and you probably heard walking under a ladder, it could cause bad luck. It will lead to your own hanging. The myth dates back to the medieval ages. Good news, you might be able to avoid it if you say bread and butter as you walk under. If you have already done it, try crossing your fingers until you see a dog. See, these are some silly ways that people believe these superstitions, but belief is a strong factor in superstitions and anything like that has to deal with superstitions and Friday the 13th. Let's see. Nicole says, if you follow numerology, if you have a good day, say yes to everything, or a bad day, say no. Remember that on I Love Lucy episode. I never watched I Love Lucy that much, so I don't remember that. Yeah, don't step on a liner crack. Yeah, that's another superstition that we will get into tonight as well. Refrain from doing this. Step on a crack, break your mother's back. Yeah, that's what she was referring to. Everybody's heard that. I've stepped on many cracks. I did not break my back. I didn't break my mother's back. So, although as a kid you might think, oh, that's a cool thing. Let's break your back. Step on the crack. It never worked. An old wives' tale says chickens born on Friday the 13th will be unlucky for life. So far, though, Steve Buscemini, I pronounced that wrong, or maybe they spelt it wrong. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen and Kat Dennings appeared to be doing all right, and they were born on Friday the 13th. So, I mean, they did have problems. Like, I know Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen dealt with anorexia, so who knows? Avoid passing a funeral procession. If the superstition is true, you will die the next day. I think that's why a lot of people, because of that superstition, when a funeral procession comes by, or they see a funeral procession coming by, they pull over to the side. And I think that's why they believe it. But it's also good common courtesy to do that as well. The superstitious believe ships that sail on Friday are doomed to misfortune. A similar myth holds that all trips begin on Friday will encounter bad luck. Maybe that's why Gilligan and the USS Minnow had bad luck. They took off on a Friday. Just kidding. I had to make that joke. for those old enough to remember Gilligan's Island. If not, go check it out. Knocking over the salt is thought to lead to bad luck on any day, and especially on Friday the 13th. These are, like I said, these are silly and quirky superstitions, and a lot of them do not happen. It's just the belief that you have in it. 3 things you should not do on Friday the 13th. Put your shoes on the table, sleep on a table, or sing on a table. The superstitious say doing any of those will increase your risk of bad luck. Well, if you're drunk and singing on a table, or sleeping on a table because you were drunk, you might fall off the table. So you might have bad luck. Good news, if you want to get inked, it is tradition for tattooists to tattoo customers for $13 on Friday the 13th. Word to the wise, though, you are expected to leave a $7 tip. I don't know how true that one is, or that belief in that superstition is. Maybe I should go into a tattoo shop and ask for a tattoo for $13. See what I get told. Just kidding. Many customers are afraid to make big purchases on the holiday, but it is bad news for business who typically lose hundreds of millions of dollars on Friday the 13th because people's reluctance to shop. And again, that's from NBC 12 in Richmond, Virginia. Or get 13 lotto tickets. I'd never heard that one. Now, I do want to get into some things that we normally talk about on the show, and I just got to get to it. Let's get into some... And of course, I do not... now, like the Friday the 13th stuff that we're talking about, I did preview, but when I'm going to websites to answer questions, I do not preview the questions. I just go to it and look and see what I can find, and that gives me an open, honest answer. And again, if you do want to call into the show, the number is by Skype, Talking the Night, or by phone at 817-717-1280. Sorry, I just got the hiccups tonight. It's bad luck. No, just kidding. But anyways, or pop in the Spreaker chat, go to Spreaker.com, sign up for a free account, don't have to record anything, yada, yada, yada. So when you go to Talk of the Night, click on the live show, scroll down a little bit, there's a little chat bar right there. You can pop in, say hi, let me know you're listening, or you can ask your questions or share your stories and experiences there. We do have Nicole in the chat. So, again, join the discussion and everything like that, because, again, I will not be able to pay attention to the chat too much, but I will try to pay as much attention to it as I can. Let's see. Let's go to... And this is from paranormalsoup.com is where I'm looking right now to find a question about it. I think it was let's see. Now, I wonder if this is paranormal or not. Again, I don't know. I don't preview the questions beforehand, so I don't know what I'm answering until I look at the question. But it says, I think it was attacked in my car when I was a teenager. This could be something that is not paranormal related, but it is on a paranormal site, so maybe it is. So it says, at least I don't know what it was or any other way to describe it. I would love to hear someone explain this away for me. To begin with, I never have never been an avid believer in things supernatural. And to be completely honest, I tend to be skeptical of stories. Except that this is happened to me over 30 years ago. I know what happened, and it forced to try and understand, and it forces to try and understand the unknown. I seldom share the story because I don't expect anyone to believe it. I would if someone told me. The difference is it happened to me, so I am confronted by my own experience versus general idea about nature. Here's what happened. I was 16 or 17 years old and had dropped my girlfriend off after a date and was headed home. She lived in town, I lived in the country. As I was nearing the top of the ridge, surrounded by farmland on either side, something began beating sporadically on the roof of my car. It was directly over the passenger side, and it began beating hard, like fist pounding. I immediately hit the brakes and stopped, but only momentarily. Then I began again. I took off and hit the brakes again, attempting to throw it off. Each time I hit the brakes, it would stop for a moment. Then I tried swerving, and it again stopped until I resumed driving normally. Only I wasn't driving normal. I was scared to death. My tongue went numb. It was a few years later that my training as a medic in the Army that I learned that this is a sign of hyperventilating. This pounding on the roof of my car continued for approximately 4 miles until I got home. The second I pulled into the driveway, it stopped. Our drive was about 1/4 mile, and it had completely stopped as soon as I tried to hit the drive. I was afraid to get out of the car, but forced myself to jump out and turn to see what might be there. Nothing. I ran into the house, woke my parents, and made my dad come out and look at the car. He had tried to tell me a stick had been lodged in the wheel, or an opossum might had jumped on the rope. Something logical. I know better. The next day, daylight made him look again. I described it to him and replicated the sound banging on the rope. My father, an engineer, said it had to be a logical explanation, but didn't know what it was. Nothing like that ever happened before, nor again. I've never seen a ghost, heard strange sounds, anything unusual, but this happened to me, and it was terrifying to experience. I would love to know what it might have been. I would love for someone to give me a logical explanation. The only other relevant thing I can add is that there had been a horrible triple homicide on the ridge about 10 years prior, before we had even moved to the area. This was in Jefferson County, Kentucky in 1983. And again, it might be because of that, and I want to try and answer this the best that I can. And there could be a logical explanation. Maybe your dad was right with a tree branch getting caught on the windshield or the top of the roof and was making that knocking sound. Maybe it was the engine and making a sound and making it sound like it was on the roof. again, without hearing the sound, it is that personal experience. So the best I can say is there is a and without opening myself to the spirit world, there is a possibility that if there was a suicide on that ridge 10 years prior, that spirit could be lingering on the roadway. So again, if you got stories like this, again, call in, share your stories, and maybe I can help you out better. But as far as just reading the question, that is my best guess on it. So we'll be right back after the short commercial break with more Friday the 13th open lines, stories, experiences, and questions. We'll be right back.
Wherever you're going, wherever you're at, don't get stuck while it drags you. Wrapped in the past, wait for summer to fetch you. It's gonna work itself out. When hurt somehow finds us, it comes like a storm, washes up on the beaches, lays on the shores like the candles stop burning. A lighthouse when never enough. 'Cause I need a place to start, left with a broken heart.
Do you have a talk radio, Facebook Live, or YouTube show and would like guests for your show but don't know where to go to get them? Well, go to radioguestlist.com and sign up today. They have all different experts in different fields, and you can find the ones that are just right for your show. That's radioguestlist.com. Sign up today. It's free.
To advertise on Talk in the Night, send an email to talkinthe.night@outlook.com. Talk in the Night has plans to fit your budget. Get your product or business heard around the world by the Talk in the Night listening audience. Plans include 30-second spots and banner ads on the show's website and mentioned on the social media sites. So get your product or business heard around the world today. Shop the Talk in the Night merch store today and pick up one of the many products with 9 different designs to choose from. The store has men's and women's apparel, drinkware, houseware, and accessories. Pick up a t-shirt, coffee mug, or anything else on there and support the show today. Go to talkinthe.night.com to find a link to the merch store.
Do you remember the late nights? Do you remember the long drives all by ourselves? Never need no one else. Do you remember the sweet talk? The way we used to fight about the same old shit. Always so full of it. 'Cause I miss the days when we were alive. I miss the way your hand fits in mine.
To call into the show, Skype Talk in the Night or by phone at 817-717-1280. Now back to Talk in the Night with your host, Paranormal Phil. Okay, and we are back with Friday the 13th open lines where you can call in, share your stories, experiences, or questions about the paranormal or anything else that the show talks about. Also, I do want to hear your superstition stories, experiences, and questions as well. So, I'm going to get a drink of water real quick and we're going to get back into some superstitions. We're going to go over 55 different superstitions because it is Friday the 13th, so I do want to cover that quite a bit tonight. Sorry, I'm getting a drink of water. Should have done that during the commercial break, but I was doing something else to where I could not get your minds out of the gutter. But no, I was doing something, sharing the show around to where that way people can know that I'm live. And I should have done it at the first part of the show, but again, I am the only one doing this, so that I have to do it all myself, and it's kind of hard. Now, when I have a guest, it's not hard to do because I can ask a question and they can go on talking and I can listen while I'm sharing it around. But on Friday night when I'm just reading questions or talking about something, it's a little more difficult. Nicole mentions black cats can be considered bad luck. I do love black cats. So I don't think they're bad luck. Again, it's all a matter of belief and the superstition that you believe in. But let's go over some 55 different superstitions. And there's so many superstitions out there. I couldn't go over everything because there are many different websites that'll mention the same thing, but they might also mention different things. And this comes from goodhousekeeping.com. It says, don't place two mirrors opposite of each other. The infinity reflection may look cool, but in Mexico and elsewhere, facing mirrors open a doorway for the devil. Now, I believe that's more of a Christian or Catholic faith type belief. Now, it does give that cool effect. It does. And I probably would do something like that just to not to open the doorway for the devil or any demon or anything. Now, there are belief systems that mirrors are portals to the spirit world. So there is that belief, so that could be where that comes from too as well. Now, like I said, I would do it just to add that cool effect to a photo. That's what I would do. Let's look at another one. Never stick your chopstick straight up. Poking chopsticks down into your food is a big no-no in Japan. So if you go to Japan, don't stick your chopstick straight up. The utensils look like the unlucky number 4, which means death, and also incense sticks used at funerals. Another tip, don't point your chopsticks at anyone. That is just plain rude. Well, I think that might be rude in any culture, but especially Japan. So that's where that number 4 comes into play in Japan as well. Let's see. Here's another one. Give a penny if you receive something sharp. Gifting anything with a blade can supposedly sever a relationship. So if you receive a knife, set, or a pair of scissors as a present, give the person a coin in return. And I haven't heard that one before, but hey, again, everybody has their own belief system. Let's see. Go right home after a funeral. And this is a Filipino tradition. Not here in the West, because a lot of times people go to a funeral and then they go to like a celebration afterwards, a celebration of life thing afterwards, or a get together afterwards after a funeral. So nobody really goes right home afterwards unless they do believe in this superstition. But this again is a Filipino tradition called pagpag. Dictates that people never go straight back to the house after or it says don't go right home after the funeral. I read that wrong. So maybe that's why it happens here too. No. But they believe that people never go straight back to the house after a wake. Otherwise, a bad spirit might tag along and come inside. Mourners will make a stop at a restaurant or store first just in case. So they're going to pass on the darker spirit to a restaurant or a store. Just kidding. Whistling indoor invites evil. I've never heard of that, but again, there's many different beliefs out there. But whistling while you work may be an issue in Lithuania, where it is forbidden to whistle indoor because the noise is believed to summon demons. And again, these are different parts of the world as well that this happens. So, I mean, they might be believed here in the U.S. too, in the Western world. Who knows? I just never heard of them here. Don't cheer with water. And I've done it. I've never had any bad luck. But this is German. A German superstition declares that if you cheers with water, you are actually wishing death upon the people you are drinking with. The idea stems from Greek mythology. So if you're Greek or German, maybe you don't want to cheers with water unless you want to wish death upon somebody. But that's their belief system. Avoid sleeping with your head to the north. And I had to think about it. Does my head face to the north? No, it faces to the east. So, okay, I'm good. But no, this is according to Japanese superstition. Sleeping with your head in the direction is bad luck because that's how the deceased are laid to rest. Did not know that. You learn something new every day. But yeah, in Japan, you do not sleep with your head to the north. Now, I wonder what happens if you happen to be a tosser and turner and happen to toss and turn and end up sleeping with your head to the north. I wonder. And avoid sleeping with your head to the west. Okay, again, I'm facing the east. But this is in Africa. Conversely, the same superstition exists in Africa if you sleep with your head to the west. So, Africa, don't sleep with your head to the west. So far, I'm good. Now, I think I have turned my head to the west once because I'm tossing and turning at night. Keep your shoes off the table. We heard about this earlier, but this is in Britain. It is considered bad luck because it is supposed to symbolize the death of a loved one. Back in the day, placing someone's shoes on the table was a way to let their family know that they passed away. Nowadays, it's just bad etiquette. So, superstitions over time could be because of folklore that happened a long time ago. Itchy hands have financial repercussions. In Turkey, and this is in Turkey, again, these are different places, different places around the world that have these superstitions. In Turkey, an itchy right hand means you come into some money, but an itch on your left means you lose money. So if you're in Turkey, do not scratch your left hand. Let's see. Nicole says, yeah, or cover the mirrors before going to sleep, and don't sleep with mirrors in your room. Something like that. Well, I already wrote that. I did that. The house next door to David Oman's, there was a room that was full of mirrors. So, I didn't cover the mirrors. I actually wanted to sleep in that room. That was my whole plan. Just to see what would happen. But I do want to mention, since we're halfway through this half hour, if you do want to call into the show, share your stories, experiences, or questions about the paranormal or anything that the show covers, you can Skype in using the Skype name Talking the Night or by phone at 817-717-1280 or go over to Spreaker.com, sign up for a free account. It don't cost a thing. You don't have to record anything, and you can pop in the chat, say hi, let me know you're listening, ask your questions, or share your stories and experiences there, or just join the discussion. Talk about different things that I'm talking about tonight. Again, I interact with all my listeners, so if you're listening, I appreciate if you're listening and don't want to do it. I mean, I appreciate everybody that listens. Whether you're listening live or to the recording, I appreciate everybody. So be sure to share this with everybody you know, friends and family, because word of mouth is a big thing to help get the show out there. Alright, so back to some more superstition. Don't play with scissors. You've heard that old adage, don't run with scissors. Your mom probably told you that. Crafters beware. Idly playing with scissors will bring bad luck according to Egyptian lore. Plus is plain dangerous. So, in Egypt, you do not play with scissors. You can use them, but don't play with them. Stepping in dog poo isn't necessarily bad. So if you ever stepped in dog poo, it's not bad, according to this. This one seems unlucky all around, but just go with it. Stepping in dog poo is actually considered good luck in France if you do it with your left foot. It's only bad luck if you step in it with your right foot. I would think that it's bad luck all around. But again, in France, they believe it is good luck. Let's see. Bird poop brings good fortune. According to a Russian superstition, bird poop that lands on you or something that belongs to you will bring wealth. Something to keep in mind the next time you're reading under a tree. Who really wants to get pooped on by a bird? It's bad enough that they poop on the everybody's cars and stuff like that. So, but that's a Russian superstition. Owls are bad omens. There is an Egyptian superstition that if you see or hear an owl, terrible news is coming. Yet another reason not to hang out in the woods at night. Well, there ain't too many woods out in Egypt. It's a lot of open desert. So I don't think they're going to have many owls there in the woods. But again, Egyptians revered cats. And they believed the cats to keep away evil spirits. Just like in India, they believe cows are sacred. So, I mean, each country, each different belief system has their own thing. Looking at the time, making sure I don't miss my commercial break here. Speaking of owls, an owl in your house brings death. Also, an Italian superstition says that if an owl ends up in your house, someone in your family will die. But who? And they spelled it H-O-O. They put a pun on it. But I don't see owls as bad luck. I mean, but then again, each belief system, each country has their own different superstitions. And a lot of these are different countries' superstitions. And we're only on 17, so I do want to do one more and then we'll get back into these. But this is for those that like to knit. So, Nicole, listen carefully. Knitting outside can prolong winter. Okay, so if you're knitting outside, Nicole, you're the reason why winter lasts longer. No, just kidding. But no, in Iceland, if you're in Iceland, keep the knitting inside the house. There's a local superstition that doing your needlework on or your doorstep will keep those temps frigid. But that's in Iceland. So, unless you live in Iceland, but I'm still going to blame Nicole on that one. So let's get into some other questions. Let's go into some technology questions here. And again, the show covers a lot of different topics, such as the paranormal, technology, science, health, wellness, dating, relationships, politics, conspiracies, and veteran issues, which we do have some veteran guests coming up at the end of this month, the start of next month. But let's see which one, and this is on PretDiscuss.com. And let's find a question here. And this is technology conversation questions. Some people dislike or fear technology. Do you know anyone like this? And I think we talked about it the past couple of nights. And in the past we talked about it. Technology can be a good thing, but it also can be a bad thing. And I'm not going to get into too much of it, but yeah, there's different technology that could be good. Like it helps people from far away connect with loved ones, but the bad downside to it is you can be tracked. Well, I see that as bad luck. So there's that. So that's a question about technology. Let's get into, let's see. Actually, let's go to Reddit. Let's see, where's that? Where is it? Or did I upload a Reddit question? Maybe I did. Let's go here. Let's go to, what is this website? usmessageboards.com. And let's see. Let's find a good question here that I haven't done. Ooh, this one looks interesting. The Ghost in the Window. Well, maybe not, because that one's got a video and you won't be able to see the video. You might be able to hear it, but you won't be able to see it. Well, here's a question. Are ghosts real? Well, yeah, they are. But this person says, I've seen some scary stuff and disembodied walking shoes and shadows on the wall. What is your story? And there are a lot of people that have paranormal experiences, and then there are some that never have a paranormal experience. I've seen so much in my time in the paranormal field, over 30 years, that I can for sure say that there are spirits of loved ones, of darker entities, poltergeists, you name it. I've seen it all. But there are people out there, again, that will never believe in it, or that, like we were talking last night, everybody has this ability, but a lot of people lock that away and don't let it out too much that they had an experience. They are the more true skeptics of the world and hide it away. So let's go. Let's see. I'll start that after the break. Let's see. Let's go back here and let's go to paranormalist.com. And let's look at a question there and answer a question there. Let's see. Let's see. Let's find a good one here. that's general discussion. Let's find a good one here. Let's go with cryptozoology here and see what they have in here. Let's see. Let's see. A new Montauk. Ooh. I've looked into the Montauk monster, but I'm not sure if I want to go to this. But let's see. Let's go to it. Alien creatures with human lips washes up on an Australian beach. And of course, it's probably got an image, so I cannot see it. It's not really a question, so. But there are some strange creatures out there that we probably have never discovered before, and they're coming, just becoming known to us. There's so much out there that we don't understand. We, like I've said before, we know more about space than we do our ocean. So what could be down at the depths of the ocean? I mean, there's so many things to consider. And again, what's to say that it's not some undiscovered creature? Maybe it is. Maybe it's a creature that was created in a laboratory. Who knows? Okay, here we'll go to this one. Thoughts on what Bigfoot is. And I've always, I have a new thought on this. Well, not new, but a new thought on this since I've had my experience. But looking at this question, it says, always viewed him as an undiscovered ape. Never saw one, but my family did. He was bathing in our pond. They described him as a giant ape. Is he, or is he an experiment, or an ancient human, or an alien? And all of those are good possibilities. It could be. Now, they're in our time on Earth being habitable. I mean, there were reports of giants. So, could they be ancient humans? Could they be ancient aliens? Could they be interdimensional beings? Until we find a specimen and everything, we will never really know. And they're the world champion hide and seek champions, so they're very hard to capture one. And there's only been people that have claimed to kill one, but it turns out that it was people that stuffed a Bigfoot suit with raw meat to make it look like a Bigfoot had been killed, but they lied about it. So, yes, there are different beliefs on what Bigfoot is. I do believe that they're interdimensional beings. That's why they are so well hidden, especially as much forest land as we are losing on this planet because people moving into those areas, or we're cutting down trees to make housing and everything like that. It's just getting harder for them to hide. So, yeah, I do believe they're interdimensional beings. Maybe there are ancient aliens, and that's why there's so many UFO sightings. They're picking them up or dropping them off. Who knows? I would love to hear your thoughts on it. But we are going to take another commercial break, but we'll be right back after the short commercial break with more Friday the 13th open lines. Share your stories, experiences, questions about the paranormal or anything else that the show covers. We'll be right back.
The photos and the memories will never be enough. But if I could walk those streets today, would you still feel so far away? Do you remember when I died? from your side on the last day of July in a cloudy southern sky. Will the rain ever stop? Will the rain ever stop?
The weather is getting warmer and people are out and about. Well, if you love ghost hunting, now is the time to pick up some new gear. GhostStock.com has a wide variety of equipment to choose from, and one of those items is Blue Buddy. He's back. The talking bear every investigator wants on their team. Click on the Ghost Stop banner ad at the top of the show's website and pick up your Blue Buddy today. Go to spring.com and sign up to create your own design or choose from a design from one of the many creators on there. Spring has ways to integrate your store on social media, custom stores, and they have digital and physical products. While you're there, check out the Talk in the Night merch store. To get started with Spring today, click on the banner ad on the Talk in the Night website. Go to the show's website and click on the links for each of my guests and purchase a book or other product that they may be promoting. Without them, there would be no Talk in the Night. Whether you're interested in the paranormal, conspiracy, technology, health, relationships, or any other topic the show covers, my guests have something for you. Check it out today on talkingthenight.com.
They call me the juggler, 'cause I always have three lovers, and I burn through Trojan rubbers like no other. But when I'm not between the sheets, I'm busy staying undercover. Ain't as sweet as it seems being the juggler. Yeah, 'cause Edith likes eating at East of Eden, where Wendy works on Wednesday evenings, and Donna Lee does her laundry 2 doors down. So when I'm out to eat with Edith, I'm always worried Wendy's watching, and equally that Donna Lee's gonna be around. And what's worse is Wendy lives by the Wally world, where Donna Lee goes to the
Call into the show, Skype Talk in the Night, or by phone at 817-717-1280. Now back to Talk in the Night with your host, Paranormal Phil. Okay, and we are back. I did not know that was a kind of a dirty song there, but I did add it for tonight's show. But if you do want to call into the show, share your stories, experiences, or questions about the paranormal or anything else that the show covers, you heard the numbers there. Go use the Skype name Talk in the Night or by phone at 817-717-1280 or by going over to Spreaker.com. Sign up for a free account. Don't cost a thing. You don't have to record anything. Click on the show, Talk in the Night, then click on the live show. You'll see a little thing that says live. Scroll down a little bit. There is a chat bar there. Join the discussion. Excuse me. Pop in and say hi. And everything like that. Let me know you're listening. If you're listening live, if you're listening to the recording, go and leave a comment. If you want to ask your question when I'm not live, go ahead, ask the question, and I will get it to it. I'll make sure that I save the question, and I'll get to it next Friday, which we'll talk about next Friday as well. You can find out all about next week's shows up on the Talking the Night website, talkingthenight.com. Now, before the break, we were talking about Bigfoot and my thoughts on Bigfoot as being an interdimensional being. And Nicole says in the chat, I think the reason we're not allowed to see Bigfoot or Sasquatch yet, because we're not ready yet. And that's possible. Maybe we aren't. But I know I did. So maybe I was ready. I don't know. Maybe I just got lucky. It's been a long time. So since 92 when I had my sighting. So who knows? But that's another possibility there. So thanks, Nicole, for that thought on that. So let's get back into some more weird. Actually, no, let's go to 13. Yes, I said that. Top 13 Friday the 13th superstition. These have to do with Friday the 13th. Number 1, bad luck to open an umbrella inside. When an umbrella is open inside, it prevents the sun god from offering rays to us. How to save yourself? Simple. Just don't open an umbrella inside. Maybe that's why people in Seattle and the Pacific Northwest get a lot of rain. Who knows? Number 2, cross your fingers. Those wishing for luck will often cross one finger over another, a gesture that is said to date back to the early Christianity. The story goes that 2 people used to cross index fingers when making a wish, a symbol of support from a friend to the person making the wish. Anything associated with the shape of the Christian cross was thought to be good luck. It's getting windy out there. I want to check because we are supposed to have some severe storms tonight. So, it's raining. Give me a second and everything like that. I do want to make sure my cat's okay. So give me 1 second here. I know dead air is bad luck for radio, but I am going to try and make this as quickly as possible because the radar does show rain, so I do want to check, make sure he's okay. Okay, my cat decided they wanted to come in. I don't see any rain, but yeah, I wanted to make sure that he stays dry and everything like that. And I guess it's windy out there, but not raining. So who knows? Maybe we'll get through this whole show before any severe thunderstorms hit. But it looks like it's just going to be light rain, if that. So getting back to 13 superstition things about Friday the 13th. Number 3, bad luck comes in 3. A couple things go wrong. And I do believe that the power of 3, I do things in 3s sometimes. So 3 is kind of a good luck number for me, I guess. And believers may start to look at the next bit of bad luck. Also, many people believe that death comes in threes as well. And you've all probably heard that when celebrities die, there's always a third one, first, second, and a third one. Well, there are superstitions about that. Like I was talking, for example, a celebrity dies and soon after 2 more will pass away. A lost shoe might be forgotten one day, but seen as the third in a series of bad breaks the next. How to save yourself? Have no friends and stay indoor all the time. Alright, number 4, find a penny, pick it up. And people have, you probably have heard, find a penny, heads up, pick it up, because it's good luck. Well, it says, find a penny, pick it up, and all day long you'll have good luck. This little dirty ditty may arise because finding money is lucky on itself. So yeah, always finding money is good luck. Bird flies into your window, death is knocking at your door. Birds throughout history are often seen as messengers of bad omens. And I mean, maybe they just thought that the window was open. I've seen that happen too, because the window's so clean they thought it was open. But like I said, they do add little quirky, hilarious stuff like how to save yourself for some of these. And this one says, how to save yourself. Don't live near or around trees where birds can nest. Or maybe we should probably worry more about the birds, poor thing. True, yeah. 666. They didn't put them all together. This was number 6. And my cat wants food, but he's just going to have to wait, Max. Say hello to my cat, Max. He wants to be loud right now. He's got food in his dish. But number 6, they put 2 6s, but to make 3 6s in a row gives some people the chills. It's a superstition that dates back to the Bible. In the book of Revelation, 666 is given as the number of the beast and is often interpreted as the mark of Satan and a sign of end times. And we'll get into end times on Monday. But how to save yourself? Stay away from the number 6 altogether. And don't listen to 3-6 Mafia music. Number 7, spilling salt. In the past, salt was an expensive luxury, and spilling it violated the good fortune and luck brought with the salt. How to save yourself? Throw a pinch over your left shoulder and hit the devil square in the eye. Again, they add some quirky stuff to the end of some of these. Number 8, step on a crack, break your mother's back. Of course, we talked about that earlier. Interestingly enough, the origin rhyme was step on a crack and your mother will turn black. Wow. Over time, the bride has changed into what it is today. How to save yourself? Never walk anywhere. My cat wants out, but he knows it's raining. You got food, you got water, Max. My cat's being crazy. Yeah. Bird droppings is a sign of good luck, although the thought of any animal pooping on you may seem gross and far from luck. In many cultures, birds pooping on you or your property is a sign of good luck and possible future riches. So you might want to look at the potential benefits the next time a bird mistakes you for a walking poo target. And we talked about that earlier in the show about different countries where birds pooping on people was a sign of good luck. Number 10, and we got 10, 11, 12, and 13, and then we'll get into some other things. But 10, breaking a mirror causes you to have 7 years of bad luck. We talked about this earlier. A mirror not only contains a person's image, but also their soul. Never heard it put that way, but that is an interesting theory. How to save yourself. After 7 hours have passed, bury the piece of mirror in the moonlight. Okay. Black cats. We talked about black cats earlier. I love black cats. But black cats bring bad luck to some people who believe that if a black cat crosses your path, my cat's not black. I wish he was, because I do like having a black cat. And if I did have a black cat, I would name him Salem. Yes. I loved Salem from Sabrina the Teenage Witch, just because it just has Salem, Massachusetts, and the witch trials thing kind of all written across it. So, but one theory is that cats' close association with Egyptian religion put many Christians on edge. Aside from that, Cats are thought to be shy, mischievous animals, and yes, they are. Especially Max. How to save yourself: have a cat walk towards you. That's good luck. Until they cross your path, then it's bad luck. Walking under a ladder will bring bad luck. Again, something else that we talked about earlier, but these are things associated with Friday the 13th. When leaning against a wall, a ladder forms a triangle that represents the Holy Trinity. When you walk underneath it, you insult God. Never heard that one, but that part of it. But again, here's how to save yourself. Simple. Just put it in reverse and back your way through the ladder again. Clearly, this will undo what just happened, right? Yeah, reverse everything. It didn't happen. And of course, Friday the 13th. And this is where we talked about in the story of the day where the 13 comes into play in Britain history. In the Bible, Judas was the 13th guest to the Last Supper. Additionally, in Roman lore, witches are believed to gather in groups of 12. The 13th member of the group, the devil, giving people a reason to believe that the number 13 is associated with the devil. How to save yourself? Stay lucky and buy rabbit feet. And lots of rabbit's feet. Or stay home on the 13th of any day. Again, I find the number 13 lucky, and I swear, who has rabbit's feet anymore? I want to know. If you have a rabbit's feet, let me know. Let me know in the chat, or if you're listening to the recording, let me know in the discussion afterwards. Let me know. Do you have a rabbit's feet still? I do not. So those are associated with Friday the 13th. Now, let's get into... See, is this where I want to go, or is this where I want to go? No, I want to go here. neoseeker.com. Let's see if we can find a question here. Where do I turn to find the answers I need? So let's see what we got here. See if we can answer some of these questions. And again, if you want to call in, share your stories, experiences, or ask a question about anything that the show covers. Again, I am a wealth of knowledge, so I do have a lot of knowledge on different topics. So go to use the Skype name, Talking the Night, or by phone at 817-717-1280, or go over to Spreaker.com, sign up for a free account. Don't cost a thing, you don't have to record anything. Click on the live show, scroll down a little bit, there's a chat bar, join the discussion, join the chat, ask your questions, or you just pop in and say hi, let me know you're listening. I do interact with all my listeners. So let's go to this one, where to turn to find the answers I need. Hi all, you can call me Riot. I'm new here and searching for advice, help of any kind. If this isn't the right place, please let me know. I guess I'll start out saying I do not feel human. I feel so far from human being, it's weird. From a human being, it's weird. It's like my soul spirit is inhuman in ways that I can't connect properly to the biology of my body. Things happen and I feel things that no one gets. I feel things that are too big for me. I hope this makes sense. I've considered a lot of things over the years. I thought I was an incarnate angel, maybe that I had lost God, maybe I'm an alien. Nothing really makes sense. I've even started kind of identifying with the idea of being a monster for some reason. It also doesn't help that my connection with spirits is getting stronger. I've been able to actually hear and see them this past year. I've also considered maybe I came into this body or was dormant at birth and then came out, that there are multiple souls. I'm not even sure. Really, what I'm looking for is maybe someone who understands this feeling or somewhere I can go from here. I'm not just sure what to do anymore. Thank you guys kindly. I hope this is alright. If anyone needs better explanation or anything, I'll do my best. Okay, now that is an interesting question, and now I do believe that there are people that are star childs, that they are seedlings from alien civilizations. As far as being able to see and communicate with spirits, your third eye is strongly open. I will mention that. That's for certain there. I can tell you that. As far as feeling... Now, in a way, this could be with the whole gender studies and everything like that. It's got a lot of people confused, I believe, and of who they are. Now, I'm not putting anybody down that they feel different or anything like that. That's not what I'm here to do. But maybe that's the cause of it. Maybe you're realizing your past life. That could be another option there. Again, like I said, I do believe some part of our DNA comes from star childs. Again, I could be wrong. If you got proof that explains it otherwise, let me know. I love to discuss things, have an open discussion like my guest on Thursday. We disagreed on some things, and we agreed on other things, but that's the way we should be, is having an open discussion and talking about things rather than fighting over, well, you're right, you're right, I'm right, you're right, you're right, you're right. And we get nowhere by going in that direction. So, again, the best thing that I could say is with the seeing and communicate with spirits, your third eye is open quite a bit. As far as thinking you're different, again, it could be a past life. You could be an alien, don't know it. I don't know. And I'm only seeing the words on the page, and I'm not answering to the spirit world because it's just too much of a headache, and I don't want to do it on Friday the 13th. Just kidding. No, I just don't do it anytime unless on Friday night open lines, because then it takes too long to do everything. I didn't prepare for it. So, yeah, maybe a star child, maybe you're reliving a past life. Who knows? So that's my thinking on it. And again, if you want to call in, share your stories or experiences or questions like such as I answered there, again, call into the show. I will answer it the best that I can. And the best way for me to get a better answer for you is to call in, is to for me to hear your voice. But again, if you don't want to do that, go over to Spreaker.com, ask your questions in the chat, anything that you want to know about. I'm sure I've had a lot of experiences and I can probably answer it for you. So we got 6 minutes before the last break of the night. So let's go over some more weird Friday the 13th superstitions, or any superstitions. Don't play with the yo-yos. And who remembers playing with yo-yos? I do. I don't think anybody really plays with them too much anymore. But Syria banned yo-yos in 1933 over the fear that they would cause a drought. The jury is still out on the fidget spinners, though. But yeah, everybody went from yo-yos to fidget spinners. But I do remember playing with yo-yos and stuff like that. So, but in Syria, they're banned. Let's see. Don't get a haircut on Tuesdays. And we heard about don't get your haircut on Friday the 13th because it's bad luck. Or you might go bald. But this one, reconsider your Transformation Tuesday plans. Getting a haircut on a Tuesday at India will cause bad luck based on legend. So in India, you don't dare get your haircut on a Tuesday. Giving yellow flowers is not a nice gesture. Gifting yellow flowers in Russia means that you're cursing your friends with infidelity. And again, a lot of these are different countries that have some weird superstitions. Let's see. Spilling water behind someone is a nice gesture. In Serbia, it is believed to bring good luck if you drip water behind a person. Dumping it on them is a flat-out rude no matter where you are, however. So, yeah. Wedding bells ward off evil. Irish brides have been known to wear bells on their dresses to ward off evil spirits who might try to ruin their marriage, as opposed to relatives who have too many spirits and end up ruining their wedding. Max, you gotta wait. He wants back out. Give me 3 minutes, cat. He's a weird cat. Yeah, come here. Come here. You want to say hi to the listening audience? Come here. Say hi. There. Yeah, you said hi, didn't you? All right. Yeah, my cat wants to go out, and he's just going to have to wait a couple minutes. But maybe that's why wedding bells are such a tradition in weddings and everything. Maybe it comes from Irish lore. Who knows? Eating goat meat could get hairy. Superstitious women in Rwanda don't eat goat meat over fears that it will cause them to grow facial hair. Wow. Pregnant women should give into their cravings. There's a Canadian superstition that expectant mothers who are craving fish but don't eat it will end up having a baby with a fish head. Wow. I did not know that. So if you're living up to the north of us, the neighbors to the north of us here in the U.S., if you're in Canada, if you're expectant mother, don't eat fish. Pregnant women should not, however, eat as material food. I can't pronounce that word. There's a Korean superstition that nibbling on unshapely foods while pregnant means that you will get up with an ugly baby. Wow. Don't walk backwards. In Portugal, it's considered bad luck to walk backward. The common belief is that if you do, you're showing the devil which way you're going. Interesting. Let's see, I think I got time for one more before we go to commercial break. Don't walk under a ladder. We've all heard this, but it actually dates back to medieval times, I think we mentioned. But we're all familiar with this one, but some may not know that the superstition dates back to medieval times. Ladder back then symbolized the gallows where people were hanged. So it does date back to the medieval times. So if you walked under the ladder, maybe you were the next to be hanged. Who knows? So that's some more superstitions. So we'll be right back after the short commercial. We'll finish up the show in the last half hour, talking about superstitions, Friday the 13th, and so much more. We'll be right back after the short commercial break.
Pull over here, let's get some rest. A big day ahead of us, your stage work lacks depth. My child, don't make a sound. It's time to sleep now. I give it all to you. I give it all to you. I give it all to you. Give it all to you.
Do you need music for your radio show, podcast, or YouTube channel but need a music license to play it on your show? Well, go to artlist.io and check out the plans they have. They have 3 plans to choose from: personal, unlimited, and enterprise. All the music that you hear on the show is from Artlist, and there is a banner ad on the show's website. Check it out today. Do you love the strange, unusual, and weird unexplained mysteries? Do you like reading about the paranormal and other happenings? Well, I have the website for you, unexplainedmysteries.com. On there you will find so much, such as the latest news and articles, forums, news with video, and so much more. That's unexplained-mysteries.com, or you can click on the banner ad on the show's website to take you right there. Do you love history? Do you wonder what happened on this day in history? Well, check out history.com/this day in history and find out what happened on this day in recorded history. You can also click on the image on the Talk of the Night website under This Day in History and check out one of the many things that happened. The show's website lists a different event in history every day, so check it out today.
I'll keep my hand here on your back. I won't move it while you sleep. The shaking hours have settled down, 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 down.
To call into the show, Skype Talk in the Night or by phone at 817-717-1280. Now back to Talk in the Night with your host, Paranormal Phil. Okay, and we are back with the last half hour of the show. Well, about 25 minutes, actually. But if you do want to call in, share your stories, experiences, or questions about the paranormal or anything else that the show covers, use the Skype name Talk in the Night or by phone at 817-717-1280. Or go over to Spreaker.com, sign up for a free account. Don't cost a thing. Don't have to record anything. You can join the discussion, ask your questions, or share your stories and experiences there. It's not raining out there, so I let Max back out. He decided that he wanted to go back out. And I looked at the radar. It doesn't look like really any of that rain's hitting the ground. So I think he'll be fine for the next 25 minutes. We're not having some severe thunderstorms. We were supposed to possibly have them, but you never know. This is Texas, so anything can happen. So if you want to call in, do that. Or if you want to pop in the chat, say hi, let me know you're listening. I do interact with all my listeners. Now, I do want to mention, and I will mention it at the end of the show as well, that tomorrow I am going to be a guest on We Are All Psychics. I had them on a couple weeks back, Lisa and Misty, but it's not a live show, so I will, as soon as the show's recorded and they send me the links to where that show is, I will put it up on the Talk of the Night website as well as all the show's social media sites where you can go listen to that yourself. But tomorrow night, I'm going to be a guest on that show. And again, it's not live, so you can't tune in like tonight, unfortunately, and ask me questions. But go over to weareallpsychics.com and you can find links there for it. Or look for Lisa and Misty on the show's website and click on the link there under the radio show guest list tab under the radio show tab. And it'll take you to all the guests that have been on the show, and you can find them and click on that, and it'll take you to their website so you can listen to not just the one that I'm going to do tomorrow, which is, again, not live, it's recorded, but you can find other shows there as well. And again, once I do have the links for the recorded show, I will share it around to where anybody can listen to it. Maybe you'll ask questions next Friday, but we'll get into that later. Now, I do want to go to Reddit. And why did this go? Why did I lose the question here? And this is a thing on superstition on Reddit. And what are some superstitions your parents' elders told you when you were little? For example, I used to be told that if I stepped on breadcrumbs, I would go blind, which is a terrifying thing to hear as a child. I don't think I was ever really told any superstition, but I did believe rabbit's feet were good luck. I did believe the horseshoe, if you tipped it upside, if it was hung upside down, it would dump out all the good luck. I heard a lot of that when I was younger, but I don't think I was ever told any of that. I just kind of learned it. Let's see, and then other comments below that. Playing game consoles on your television will destroy the tube inside of it. I don't think anybody that plays video games has ever had their TV destroyed because playing the games. But hey, maybe somebody did, and they came up with that. I don't know. If you open a window, the draft will get to your kidneys and give you pneumonia. I'm in my 30s, and I heard this most recently, like 2 weeks ago. Now, if you do have a cold, I don't think it's going to get to your kidneys and give you pneumonia, but it might get to your lungs if you are sick and cause pneumonia. But kidneys, no. Let's see. I heard I had my back checked and been informed that my kidneys were cold, so I needed to drink some vodka. I was also advised to drink vodka for my allergies, too. No, I think you're an alcoholic if you're drinking vodka. I think that's what that is. Let's see. My mother is not very superstitious, but she told me two things very seriously. One was not to whistle inside. The other was to never step over somebody when their body or legs, and to step over again if you do so. She never used to give a reason why, just said that it gives bad energy. Apparently the origin of is that whistling indoor gives poverty, and stepping over somebody will prevent them from having good health. Never heard that one. We talked about the whistling thing, but stepping over somebody we didn't hear yet. And I've never heard it. Let's see. Don't cross line of salt. no idea what would happen if I did. Don't spill blood needlessly, aka when I was slaughtered animals, I couldn't bleed them into the ground. Don't look an owl in the eyes. Don't hunt timid, hiding animals. Don't keep the window open at night or you will die of lung infection. Well, shit, I'm gonna die. No, I'll leave my window open at night just because it's nice and cool. I don't open it too much, but I do have it open quite a little bit so that way some air can get in. Don't step on people or over people. Don't sing or whistle while eating or you will be a vagrant. Don't go outside at night during winter without a hat or you will instantly die. If you get a headache, it will mean you have too much demons in your hair. Okay, so there are some weird superstitions that people believe, but again, everybody has some weird superstitions that they believe. Like me, I love when I'm smoking packing my cigarettes, I tap them on my hand 3 times, then 3 times again, then once, and it's I kind of flip the pack, but it's always in 3. So 3 times, 3 times, 3 times, 3 times of 3 times. So I mean, I have that weird, quirky thing with the number 3. And to me, 3 is a power number. I do want to get into trying finishing some of these things before we run out of time, but I do want to finish some more superstition because I can go over questions of anything else any other day, but I do want to do the superstitions because it is Friday the 13th. Be wary of full moons. Luckily, it's not a full moon tonight, but people might go crazy because it is Friday the 13th. Who knows? Full moons are commonly associated with chaos, even if you're not convinced werewolves are or were real. According to Bustle, is a popular superstition in hospitals. Go to the hospital on Wednesdays. An old wives' tale states that the best day to go to the hospital is, in fact, hump day, Wednesday. So if you want good luck on going to the hospital, make sure it's on a Wednesday. Don't say the same word at the same time as your friend. And we've all heard the thing where if you both say the same thing at the same time and somebody calls out jinx, you can't talk. Well, according to the local in Italy, if you say the same word as someone in unison, you'll never get married. Yikes. To undo this bad juju, you must immediately touch your nose. So that's a belief in Italy. I do want to go to another Reddit here real quick, because I did pull up a couple Reddits and I wanted to read those as well, and I didn't have them up as tabs on my computer. So let's see, what are your weird superstitions? So let's look at some of the comments here. If anything happens, it sits at 3, I get the feeling some spooky shit around me. If life is going particularly well, then something bad must surely be around the corner. Then the same is true when life is already bad. If you stand up and go to lead before the last hand of blackjack, when you're out of money, chances of winning doubles. My chair at work has the power to cause problems elsewhere when in fact elsewhere in factory, so that soon as I sit down, I need to fix said problem. And I don't want to read all these because I do want to get back to things here. Avoid broken mirrors. Matthew Hudson, science writer and author of 7 Laws of Magical Thinking, explains to goodhousekeeping.com that we pay attention to attention when material is dangerous or deadly, claiming it is better to recognize a stick as a snake than a snake as a stick. So makes sense that you remember the cautionary legends. Avoid broken mirrors. You wouldn't want 7 years of bad luck. Protect yourself against the evil eye. The evil eye, a human looks believed to cause supernatural harm, is a well-known symbol of bad fortune according to life science. It can be cast on people or even objects like cars or homes. There are a number of talismans in many cultures believed to ward off this curse, like the popular Hamas. Let's see, we're getting slowed down on time. Here, let me check the chat here real quick. Alright, so we're almost out of time here. So let's see, we got about 14 minutes. Don't sing at the dinner table. This is something else you shouldn't do during your evening supper. Apparently in the Netherlands, singing your favorite tune means you're singing to the devil for your food. Wow, interesting. Don't sit at the corner of the table, another act causing you to be barren in the marriage department. Sitting on the corner of the dinner table, according to Hungarian and Russian superstitions. Don't wear red during a storm. In the Philippines, it's believed that the color red attracts lightning, and it's a shame. Red surely is the boldest shade. So don't wear red during a storm in the Philippines. Say rabbit, rabbit every month. Saying rabbit, rabbit, or white rabbit on the first day of every month ensures good luck for the month. A common belief in Britain and North America. Back in 600 BC, rabbits were thought to communicate with the spirits of understanding the underworld because they lived underground. A rabbit's foot is probably thought to bring good luck, but apparently in order for it to be considered lucky, the foot has to be the left hind foot. So there's the thing about rabbit's feet. Hopefully there's no storms, Nicole. So I do want to, there's a lot there, and I got through quite a bit, but I do want to get to another paranormal thing here before we run out of time. Let's see. Let's go here to usmessageboard.com/form/paranormal. Let's find a good one here. Let's see. No, I think I talked about that one before. Dreamed to alien sheep. Wow, that's interesting. But I'm not going to click on that one. Let's go with this one. Looking for help. It's simple as just looking for help. So let's see what they have to say. Maybe I can answer their question. Maybe somebody that knows this person or is experiencing the same thing. Maybe it'll help them. I've been undergoing demonic experiences for the last 5 years. I experienced apparitions, electrical sensations, nightmare voices, physical trauma, auditory hallucinations, third-party breathing, and unidentifiable stench. I'm afraid that it will go on for a long time, regarding towards plus 10 years. I want to put this to into this. Please help me identify and put it into this problem. Ask me questions, I will be willing to answer the best of my ability, etc. Teleporting objects, neighbors, and behavior, death. Oh wait, I think I answered this last week, so I won't answer that one again. I answered that last week. I just remembered. I looked at it and I'm like, wait, I could swear I answered that one. So if you want to know the answer to that one, check out last Friday's show. Let's see. I want to try and find a good one because we got 9 minutes left in the show. UFOs and the Cerveza bug. Hypothesis: UFOs are from parallel universes where an advanced civilization of humans is observing us and letting us know that their technology is very vastly superior to ours, and if they so choose, could invade our world and easily replace us. Cerveza bugs, that thing is what we've been going through the past 2 years, is either a test run on the real thing, a virus designed with death as a diversion. The real goal is to sterilize, melt, and reduce humans in the universe to manageable numbers. Well, look at the Georgia Guidestones. So maybe there are people out there that are reptilians that want to take out some of the world's population. Who knows? The concept of deadly virus transmitted accidentally or otherwise between universe was explored in Counterpart, the TV series Dan J.K. Simmons that runs on Stars for 20 episodes across 2 seasons from December 10th, 2017 through February 17th, 2019. Its uncanny anticipation of coronavirus, the Cerveza bug, was examined in an April 2020 posting on Gizmodo, which includes some interesting clips and images from the series. And as we talked about it on, Wednesday, when I had my guest on talking about political stuff, that, I talked about Event 201, and there's coincidences, and they're also not hiding it. So, yes, I believe that they are designed. So, I'm not going to have time to get through this whole thing, but I did want to talk about it real quick before we start wrapping things up, is that I believe that this is planned. Again, that's just my thoughts. So I want to mention what we do have coming up. But first, before I do that, again, tomorrow night I'm going to be a guest on We Are All Psychic. It's not live, but as soon as it's recorded and they send me the links, I will post it to the show's website, talkingthenight.com, and all the social media sites as well, to where you can check out the show and listen to it once they send me all the links to where people can listen to it. Also, next week, and I do want to get a drink of water real quick before my mouth goes completely dry. But anyways, next week's shows are up on the Talking the Night website, talkingthenight.com. You can check out what we got coming up. So Monday, we're going to join by my guest, Dr. Joy Pugh. She has been on the show before. So if you're a longtime listener of the show, you'll probably remember. But we're going to talk about Eden to Armageddon. We're going to talk about good versus evil, through the book she has written. We'll get into her thoughts on the Antichrist and thoughts about how close we are to being to Armageddon. Then on Tuesday, we're going to be joined by my guest, Lindy Baker, as we talk about her work as a psychic. We'll talk about super intuition, a metaphysical, motivational, and inspirational life coaching platform she has created. Wednesday, we're going to get into talking with Kristen Micklethwaite as we talk about her book, The Ghost Marriage, which focuses on the destruction of her marriage and a devastating divorce, in which a paranormal aspect at the end that enables her to figure her ex-husband and move on with her life. So that's what's coming up on Wednesday. Yeah, make sure that was Wednesday. Yep. Thursday, we're going to talk with Marnie Hill Federaro, as we talk about her book, Paranormal and Spiritual Encounters, as well as family trauma. We'll also get into her book, God Came to a Garage Sale, which talks about an atheist woman who encounters numerous ethereal people and divine events, challenging her lifelong held belief that systems and forever transforming her life. Then Friday night, next Friday night is a special Friday night, because if you call into the show, you have a chance to win a t-shirt. I'm doing a giveaway again. So be sure to share all this with all your friends and family and everything. Let them know. And because I will be giving a t-shirt away to one lucky winner, and we'll be back to regular Friday night open lines as well. Now, the rules to win the giveaway: you must listen live to the show. You cannot listen during the recording. You must listen live. You must call into the show when prompted during the live show. You don't call in anytime during the show. I will let you know when we're about to do the giveaway. I'll say I'm going to ask the question, and the first person that calls and gives me the correct answer, then you'll win the t-shirt. But you must call in during the live show, not during recording. I won't answer the Skype call if it's not when I'm live. I've had scam calls call me during non-live show hours, so that ain't happening. And number 3, you must answer the question correctly about one of those guests for next week: Marnie, Kristen, Lindy, or Dr. Joy. I will have a question regarding to them, so you might want to listen to all next week's shows to make sure that you get the answer that I will ask next Friday. And of course, check out talkingthenight.com, find all the show's details, and also follow on all the social media sites: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So until Monday night, when I welcome my guest, Dr. Joy Pugh, I shall see you on the dark side. Good night from Talking the Night. Late at night, darkness has fallen. Turn on the radio, and you hear him talking. Listening to what he has to say, all about the paranormal.